Today kind of marks the halfway point, or more than halfway point. Satisfied with what you've gotten so far out of the spring?
Never satisfied. I think that today was an interesting day because from notes from last year, that practice 7, 8, right in that range is where the guys sometimes tend to take a dip. And so I really challenged them today with the leadership and the things that you try to learn from the past and the issues that we've had. We had a good spirit today on Saturday where we finally livened it up a little bit. Not a scrimmage, but then you got to come back, evaluate that, and then take it the next step here as you get going into the second phase of it. So we saw some more maturity today. We saw some energy, probably a little bit too much at some times in some situations. But those are the things that we wanted to make sure that we were going to focus on the second half.
Mike Warren looked really fresh today. Is that a matter of having all that depth in the running back room?
It is. Those guys have not taken an excess amount of reps because there's so many of them. So I think that's hopefully what we said last year was we got to have the ability to at least have 2 guys so at the end of the year you're your best. Well, at the end of the year last year, Mike wasn't able to play in the last game, and just because of the physicality and how many times you had to carry it. So our ability right now, there's 4 guys, and we got to find some ways to be able to use those guys.
Does the bowl practices, how does that change your timeline for spring bowl?
It does a lot, and I think it's just evaluate each and every season as you're going into it. Last year we were out here for 3 hours and 30 minutes on the field. A lot of it was teaching and some different walkthrough stuff, but those 14, 15 practices we had for bowl practice really put us in a different place. So with where our team is and being smart, we want to be out here for about 2 hours and 15 minutes. We were a little over today, just based on some efficiency, and that's what I challenge them to do.
I understand you've named a position in honor of Travis Kelce.
We have. We've been trying to kind of stick that in there a little bit more, but we have some guys that got some really good talent, and the ability to use that and get them into the package of what it is we do, and not try to create a bunch of new things that make it difficult on everybody. Just trying to slide that K position, which might be a tight end, might be a wide receiver, just might be someone that's athletic or of some sorts like Travis is, and we're gonna recruit to it, and we're gonna use it.
And you let him know, correct?
I'm waiting. We haven't said a whole lot. I haven't had a whole lot of conversations with them, but I hear both of them are going to make it back here soon, maybe to the Letterman's golf outing and then practice. And I really want to sit down with both of them and pick their brains and give them a little bit of some of the things that we're doing based off of them as well.
Does the attitude have anything to do with it? Wiley, you could maybe say, has a little bit of Kelce in it?
See, I don't know all those things, so I'm sure you guys have a little bit better idea of some of those. It has more to do with the abilities, but if we can get someone with that kind of attitude that plays the game with that kind of attitude, more the merrier.
Defensive tackle, obviously, big interest in that because of who you lost last year. How do you feel like that position group is progressing?
And that's where we got to continue to battle. We got to find it, and it's going to be a committee. I have a feeling we have talent there, but there's a lot of development that needs to be done. And those guys are in a unique position, and not all of them have been here for a long time. But in reality, there's 4 coaches in 4 years, and that's not easy on a coach, and it's certainly not easy on the players. Just lingo, verbiage, understanding, knowing a guy, getting a relationship, because ultimately we got to get them to play above their abilities, and that has a lot to do with building a relationship with them. So we got some work to do. We've got some talent there, but that's going to be a big focus here in the last 6, 7 practices. Good?
Kaz, any questions?
Nope.